Welcome to another History Chat with Cynthia. This week, we're going to be remembering another patriot who was involved in the American Revolution. Her name was Lydia Derragh. And Lydia was a mother and a wife and a midwife. She had 5 children. She lived in Philadelphia. And in 1777, the British occupied Philadelphia. General Howe went into the house across the street from her and told them they had to leave, that he was going to occupy the house. But it was not big enough for he and his staff to meet. So he went across the street to Lydia's house and looked at her sitting room and saw that it was big enough. And he said, "I'm going to use your sitting room." So she and her husband negotiated so they could stay in the house and didn't have to move out. So one night, December the 2nd, 1777, Howe decided to plan with his staff a secret attack on General Washington at White Marsh. And so she heard what they were talking about. And so she decided to make notes on what they said. The next morning, when she got up, she said that she had to go to buy flour at a mill that was outside of the area the British controlled. And that's what they gave her a pass. And she went out and bought flour. But while she was out of the British-controlled area, she met up with a man named Lieutenant Craig, who was on Washington's staff, and she gave him the notes that she had made of the things she'd overheard. And he took it to Washington, and Washington prepared for an attack. So when Howe attacked Washington on December the 4th and 5th, he was very prepared and was not defeated. Howe was wondering how in the world Washington bowed out, so he goes back to the house where Lydia lived, and he asked everyone, "Did you hear?" He had sent them to bed to go to sleep, and they said, "Oh, no, we were all asleep." And so her actions kept the Patriots from being defeated and helped the Patriots to win the war against the British. The story is a wonderful example of how the choices that we make, even the small ones, can sometimes impact the world in which we live and those around us, and maybe even shape a different world for those that come after us. Titus 2:7 says, "Show yourself in all respects a model of good works." And that's a good idea anytime, wherever we live. But I would love to know what you think.